Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. There are electronic musical instruments that are praised for their versatility. Classic analogs showing up in almost every genre, the DX7 covering all bases from 80s cheese to industrial filth, and what would music be without the seemingly unlimited catalog of modular fart sounds. Today we are going to talk about Quasimidi Technox, the sole and only purpose of this German rag rampler from the heydays of actually making money with producing electronic music is very clear. Showing up on Bad Gear 30 years later and giving me yet another excuse to annoy you with a truckload of half-finished meme techno. At the first glance, Technox is ticking all the subtlety is for weaklings boxes. The minimalist design language of 90s rave found its way onto the bourgeois hi-fi style surface of the front panel, which comes, as is tradition, with a mind-bogglingly modest amount of controls. The latter let you, together with a Rolandian display, access an orderly treasure trove of sample-based retro dance patches, ranging from dark and grungy takes on big names in both the tonal and drum department, to cheesy treats and what might be a testament to fungal experiments. Based on the mass engine known from the Quasar, it is, according to the marketing blurb, a combination of PCM samples, FM, and additive synthesis. In case you're looking forward to taking a deep dive into this ancient artifact of Teutonic sound design, you might be disappointed. The patches, including filter settings, envelopes, LFOs, etc., are mostly set in stone with only a handful of macro-like parameters open to the public. Tuning, offsets for the envelope, vibrato, and, of course, cutoff and resonance. Speaking of, the filter is of the anemic digital 90s variety, it's severely limited by the macro approach, and resonance will either deliver the ice pick feel associated with that era of digital music tech, or annihilate your sound completely. Designed for getting stuff done in low-budget studios, the instrument is 16 parts multi-timbral. Yes, you can squeeze entire arrangement out of the rack unit, only limited by the 21 voices of polyphony. Drums will always be on Midi channel 10. Every other part can be freely assigned. There's a dedicated mode for layering sounds, and setups can be saved to RAM slots. Quasimidi added 2 internal FX units, which have a reputation of sounding really nice. Unfortunately, they seem to be broken on this specific unit. Leave a comment if you know more. The menu system isn't as painful to use as one might expect, and also contains plenty of options for organizing timbres and patches. What is more, and this is where things get interesting again, there's a modulation matrix that lets you assign external controllers to a handful of parameters. Nice. I like the Arpeggiator quite a bit. While the Midi trio gracing the rear panel is exemplary, there's only one stereo output, which I found to be a bottleneck. Technoxes are quite rare, especially outside of Europe. It's hard to tell for how much they actually go on the used market, and thanks to Florian Schreivogel of Global DJs for lending me this jam from his extensive collection. Quasimidi instruments are shrouded in mystery, and Technox is no exception. Is it the ultimate 90s techno time capsule or the poison cabinet of retro rave? You have already heard Technox in today's intro tune, things you could get away with in the 90s. Please bear with me while we exploit the generous multitimbrality in a completely FX-free jam. I think there is a reason why they included internal FX back in the day. Dry as a bone arrangement and obvious 90s jank aside, there are quite a few diamonds in the rough, and the ample multitimbrality was certainly perceived as a godsend. That being said, I can't shake the impression that I was relentlessly clipping the internal audio engine. I wanna know if we can improve the overall sound by giving it a little air to breathe and adding a few external effects. It took me a while to find the acidic sweet spots of the filter, but that sounded more convincing than expected. The lo-fi timbre of the Technox adds a nice flavor to the classic drum sounds. This very specific sonic fingerprint is certainly not to everyone's taste. Let's add a good amount of DAW polish in Do You Want Some Tunke with Your Schnitzel Proto Squee Elektro Quasimodo. Verdict. As you might have already figured out, I love instruments like Technox. The sample selection is a blast from the past, there's character for days, and I assume that there are quite a few people who will find its limitations to be inspiring. However, even if you are a techno cheesebox enjoyer like me, there are plenty of other presumably overpriced reverb finds that might be better suited for your needs. EMU Orbit has a wider range of tones and better filter section. Roland's MC303 is a self-contained music production platform, and regardless of how much I like the sound of that era, late 90s, early noughties instruments might be better suited for today's tastes and workflows. Speaking of, I was thinking about what a modern day version of Technox would look like. An AI-powered touch device with a splice flat rate, badly sampled serum patches, and a direct to TikTok export feature. Where can I invest? Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron, leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show, and use one of the links down below that support the channel regardless of what your bad gear gas commands you to buy.